Where does the responsibility? Where does the responsibility for educating our children lie?
I'm sorry, repeat that. Where does it?
Where does the responsibility for educating our children lie?
At home. It starts at home. It starts with me as a parent It starts with me at home. When my children are infants, I should be reading to them. When they're 1, I should be reading to them. It starts with me and my husband at home first. And then it continues with me throughout their education, continually being involved. I cannot rely on a teacher to educate my child. They have a part, but I have a part as well. So I think it's a collaboration effort of parents and teachers. And the community, of course. It takes all of us.
Which way do we go?
Stephen.
Yeah, I also believe that the responsibility of educating our children starts within the house. With KUSD, if I woke up in the morning and they filed bankruptcy and there's no public school system, I'm still find an education system to put my children through. So I agree. You start with reading. You look at the programs with your children. Eventually, when they get older, they're going to bear the weight of that. And teachers and parents need to be in good cooperation, know what's going on in the classroom. So it's definitely in the house.
Well, I agree with Tamara and Stephen. It should start at home. The fact is, it doesn't always. And I guess one of the mantras I've always had is, children don't ask to be born, and they don't get to choose their parents. And somebody's got to step up and intervene when that doesn't happen. I wish everybody did, and I took care of my children too. But I know there are many, many circumstances where that's just not possible. And in that case, it's up to the rest of us. It's up to the community, it's up to the school system, it's up to the people who know these children and can have touch base with those children to help them so they can become educated. Thank you.
Obviously, it starts at home. My wife and I have been the first educators for our kids, obviously. But as a former scout leader, I also know that our commitment as scouts was we always taught the kids we always want to leave the place better than what we found it, and we can't do that if we don't actively engage our kids. But the fact is, it also starts in our churches, our communities, groups, organizations that we're involved with. I know our church is very heavily involved in that. Whether it be a men's ministry, I know we have that in our church, and through our community organizations, Boys and Girls Club, that sort of thing. But the fact is, there has to be a dad in the home. I think that's paramount, one of the first important things. And if there isn't, then it's up to the community and our leaders to step up and fill that role if at all possible. But our kids do have to come first, and we can't expect them to just find their way through this world.
Okay, well, I mean, the answer's pretty much been given. Obviously, education does start at home. I started teaching my daughter morals and life lessons, and teaching her right from wrong. But to assume that our teachers and our schools don't provide a certain sort of education, a certain sort of environment that is necessary with social development as well as academic development, would be doing our kids an injustice. So, it really is a thing. It takes a village to raise a child. It takes parents, it takes teachers, it takes community, it takes neighbors. Just like Mr. Jacobs said, it takes community groups and churches. If you go to church, it takes all the things. It needs to be a collaborative effort of a community to raise a child. So,
well, I'm going to agree with everybody in saying that it starts at home. And we need to be able to make sure that expectations are set for all students, so that when they come to the classroom, that they're able to do their work and do what's expected of them. Like what was said previously, it does need to be a collaborative effort where all of us come together to raise these children. And I mean, some other factors we need to consider, we need to make sure that our teachers are the most supportive as possible. We need to make sure that we are able to attract quality educators to the district so that they are able to do that which is expected of them to do their jobs. We need to have administrators, and it falls on them to be educational leaders and to be able to lead the vision of the school district. And we need to have that school board there to oversee the superintendent and to hold the administration accountable for what they are doing. I think, and they in turn are then elected by the public, who, it's kind of a full circle. So I agree, it does start at home, but it is a collaborative process. Go on next.